Make your way onto your back. If that includes any props, please feel free to bring them in. The goal for this first posture is to be as comfortable as possible. And once you are settled, take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And do that 2 more times. Deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. 1 more time, just like that. And then begin to breathe in and out through the nose if possible. If you're feeling congested, you can always change the way you're breathing. But nose breathing provides a natural filter for the breath and allows you to have more control over your breathing. Notice how your breath subtly moves your body. Attempt to match your inhales to your exhales. Maybe placing an even count to your breath at first. And know that this is a breathing class with postures mixed in. The breath is the priority. If you were to rest here for the entire practice and focus on your breathing, you would be practicing perfectly. As you move into postures, if it's challenging to breathe, that's an indication that you should take a break, come back to a restful position until you can regulate your breath. If it's very easy to breathe in a certain posture, you might explore going a little deeper into it. But it's all about the breath. In addition to the sensation of the breath moving through the body, also notice other areas of elevated sensation in the body. Trying not to label anything you notice as good or bad, just taking it for what it is. Elevated sensation that will also change when the body changes shape. So there's no need to get attached to what you notice now. Observing the body is just another tool for remaining present, which is one of the ultimate goals of yoga. To be curious in the present moment. Focusing on your breath and the sensations in the body is enough. But if there is an intention that you'd like to set for this practice, maybe it's to move slowly, be patient, be kind to yourself, show yourself some love. Whatever speaks to you, you can apply that now. Or maybe you'd like to dedicate this practice to someone who you love, or someone you know who needs some positive energy sent their way. Every movement and every breath can be an expression of your love and gratitude to that being. And now at this time, if your legs are extended, you're welcome to bend the knees, placing the soles of the feet on the floor. If you are supported by props, take time to remove them now. And then draw the knees into the chest, wrapping the hands around the legs, however is most comfortable for you. And only if it's a positive sensation, try rocking from right to left a few times. You could experiment with rocking with the knees very close to the chest, and then try a few rocks with the knees further away, And notice how that affects sensation through the low back. Letting your head and neck rock with your knees so that all of the muscles that surround your spine get a nice massage. And then sliding the hands up to the kneecaps. Keep the knees close together and start to make a big circle in the air with your knees. Inhale halfway around the circle and exhale around the other half. Right away, linking movement to breath. Moving as slow as your longest breath. And at the end of your next exhale, change the rotation of your circle. Notice if you can make your circle a little bigger, breath a little longer. And the next time that your knees make their way back to center, wrap the hands around the right shin and extend the left leg straight out onto the floor. Reach through the heels, drawing the toes back towards your hips so the feet are deeply flexed. Pressing the left inner thigh down to the floor. Soften the tops of the shoulders down to the floor. And release tension through the jaw and the eyes. With each exhale, drawing the right knee in just a little bit closer to the chest. And then begin to circle the right toes, waking up the right ankle joint. And then rotate in the opposite direction. Again, flex the foot. On your inhale, reach your arms up overhead as you extend the right leg forward, taking a full body stretch. And on the exhale, draw the left knee in, wrapping the hands around the left shin. Again, reach through the heels, drawing the toes back. Soften the upper body as much as possible. And then tune into the subtle movement that comes from your deep breathing. Drawing the left knee in just a little bit closer with each exhale. And now begin to circle the left toes, getting into the left ankle joint. And change the rotation. Flex the foot. On your inhale, take a full body stretch. On the exhale, draw the right knee in, wrap the hands around the shin. And on the inhale, again, take your full body stretch, arms overhead, legs extended. Exhale, draw the left knee in. And inhale to extend again. And just continue this pattern on your own. With each exhale, a knee comes in. And with each inhale, the whole body extends. And as you become more comfortable with this movement, see if there's space to slow down even more. Adding an extra beat to the inhale, an extra beat to the exhale. Keeping the feet flexed the whole time. Each time your arms reach overhead, the palms can face in towards each other, so just the thumbs touch the floor above your head. And on your next inhale, take that full body stretch, reach through the fingers. You can even point the toes now, stretching the tops of the feet. And on your exhale, soften the body completely. Sweep your arms out to a T, palms facing up. And bending at the knees, place the feet on the floor, feet as wide as your mat. And on an exhale, let your knees fall to the left as you gaze over the right shoulder. On the inhale, knees and head come back to center. And then exhale, knees to the right as you gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, head and knees back to center. And use your exhales to come into your twist, continuing this pattern on your own. With each exhale, when the knees fall to one side, you're welcome to linger there for extra beat or two before coming back to center on the inhale. Just experimenting with a brief pause in the breath and a pause in the body. Staying calm in those moments of stillness. And on your next inhale, knees and head come back to center. One more time, bring the knees into the chest. This time, hold the backs of your thighs. You have two options here. You can roll to your side to come up to sit, or you can try rocking right up to sit from here, using a little bit of momentum, giving your spine a massage as you rise. And once you are in a seated position, cross the legs at the center of your shins. Inhale, reach the arms up, and on the exhale, forward fold right over the legs. With each inhale, lengthen the spine, and with each exhale, deepen your fold. And if you haven't already, take a moment just to let the back round, let the head go, stretching the back of your neck, noticing how that changes the sensations in the body. And on the inhale, rise up. Change the crossing of your legs. Try to cross the same way you did on the first side to get an even stretch in your hips. On the inhale, reach the arms up, get a lot of length through the spine, and on the exhale, forward fold. Inhales, lengthen the spine. Exhales, deepen the fold. And then let the head go, let the back round. Deepen the breath as you observe the sensations in the body. On the inhale, rise up to sit. And let's make our way into a tabletop position on hands and knees. You're welcome to put a blanket or some padding under your knees if they're sensitive. Stacking hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Spread the fingers nice and wide so you have equal distance between all your fingers. Take a smooth inhale here, and on your exhale, round into your spine. Bring your chin to your chest, really push the floor away from you as you round. And on the inhale, do the opposite. Melt the heart down, lift the head and tailbone up, stretching the front of the body. On the exhale, round deeply into your cat tilt, chin to chest. And on the inhale, as you move through cow, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Keep navel to spine the whole time and continue with your breath. Exhale, stretch the back of the body. And inhale, stretch the front. Keep the arms straight and strong, hugging navel to spine the whole time to support your low back. And again, see if there's space to slow down. Can you make your breath a little longer? On your next inhale, return to a neutral spine. Separate the knees a little wider than hips distance. Big toes come together. Shift the hips back to the heels and either rest your forehead on the floor or on stack for child's pose. Take a few deep breaths into the low back. With each exhale, let the body settle into its support a little bit deeper. And from here, make your way to a standing forward fold. You can tuck your toes, walk your hands back until you can lift your knees. Coming right into the standing fold, you'll have a good view of your feet, so make sure they're straight, toes spreading wide. And then hold opposite elbows and just let the upper body hang down. If most of the weight's in your heels, shift forward a little bit. Lift your quadriceps so the upper body can release down even more. And then change the crossing of your forearms and try shaking your head yes and no a little bit, loosening up through the upper back and neck. Release the hands down to the floor, and with a deep bend in the knees, slowly roll all the way up to stand. So your head is the very last thing to come up. And once you are up, draw the shoulders forward and up to the ears, and exhale the shoulders back and down, and try just a few of those big shoulder rolls. And the next time that your shoulders are drawing back and down, keep them there. Extend the fingertips down to the floor, reach up through the crown of your head. On the inhale, reach the arms out to the sides and all the way up. Wrap your right hand around your left wrist, and on the exhale, side stretch to the right. Keep the shoulders back so the chest is broad. With each exhale, the right hand assists the left arm over to the right a little bit more. On the inhale, coming back to center, wrap left hand around right wrist and exhale over to the left. Breathe into the right side ribs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Now, if you're not there already, make your way to the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips, feet hips distance apart. And with a little bend in your knees, shift the weight into the right foot and step your left foot back into a lunge. If possible, have the left heel off the floor so that you can bend the back knee. Draw the tailbone down, lift the frontal hip points up, abdomen back, and then arms reach up. And as long as you can keep those frontal pelvic points lifting, you might start to straighten your back leg. It might not straighten all the way, and that's fine. We're just going for a good stretch in the front of the left hip. And on the exhale, spin the back heel down to the floor and open the arms out to a T for a warrior two. You might need to adjust your feet a little bit, making the stance slightly wider, lining up heel to heel, and then gaze over the right fingertips. The left leg is straight, The right knee is bent and widening towards the right pinky toe. And keeping that, draw the tailbone in, abdomen back. That's how you get your hip opener. Softening the shoulders as you lift through the chest. On the inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up, maybe touching the palms overhead. And on the exhale, bend the right knee as you reach the arms out to a T. And just try that 2 more times. Inhale to straighten the leg, touch the palms. Exhale to bend and reach out. And just 2 more times. And bring your hands to your hips. Straighten the right leg, turn the foot in so the feet are straight and parallel but still wide. And then forward fold right over the legs, bringing your hands down to the floor. If the hands don't quite reach the floor, you can always bring in some blocks, books, tissue box, whatever you need to ground your hands into something. Lifting through the quadriceps. Let the upper body release down. And then making your way to your fingertips with a lot of navel to spine, transfer your hands to your hips. Slowly rise up to stand and step those feet together, coming back to the top of your mat. Hands on the hips, bending the knees, shift the weight into the left foot and step your right foot back into that lunge. Staying on the toes of the back foot so you can bend both knees and find that even tilt to the pelvis. And then the arms can reach up. If the front of the pelvis can stay lifted, begin to straighten the right leg. Notice the eyes and jaw. Can they still be at rest, releasing any tension there? And then carefully spin the right heel down to the floor. Open the arms out to a T for warrior 2. Right leg is straight. Left knee bent and left knee is widening to the left pinky toe. Tailbone in, abdomen back. And brighten up through the chest as you soften your shoulders. On the inhale, straighten the left leg, reach the arms up, touching the palms. On the exhale, bend the knee, reach the arms back out to a T. And try that 3 more times. Inhale to straighten and lift. Exhale to bend and reach out. Twice more. And when you finish, hands float down to your hips. Straighten the left leg, turn the foot in. And 1 more time, forward fold over your wide legs and feet. Hands firmly rooting into something, quadriceps lifting, upper body releasing down. And then carefully begin to heel toe those feet together until you can safely bring your knees back down to the floor and make your way into a seated position with the soles of the feet together, knees wide, inner hip stretch here. And just hold the ankles or the toes, whatever you prefer. On an inhale, lengthen the spine a bit, and on the exhale, hinge forward at the hip creases. You're welcome to round your back and let your head go if that feels better right now, or you can work on keeping the spine long, whatever you prefer. Just taking a few breaths here into the inner hips. And on the inhale, rise up and extend both legs straight ahead, reaching through the heels. Inhale, reach the arms up. Keep the thighs pressing down as you forward fold. And just hold whatever you can comfortably reach, whether that's your shins or your toes. Breathing into the back of the body. And as you rise up from this shape, keep reaching forward. Keep your back rounding as you slowly roll all the way down onto your back. And then reach your arms up overhead and take a full body stretch in this reclined position. On the exhale, soften the entire body. And bring your arms down by your sides, drawing the shoulder blades together for a slight lift in your chest. Let the feet and legs splay open here, belly soft. Take a deep inhale through the nose, and on your exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And take these last few minutes of class to simply rest. In this moment, there's nowhere you have to go, nothing you have to do, and no one you have to be. This is your scheduled time to balance your work with rest. Enjoy Shavasana. Bring your attention back to your breath. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, circling the wrists and the ankles, finding any gentle movement that feels good to you right now. when you're ready, step the feet up onto the mat. Roll the body over to the side and eventually make your way all the way up to sit. Join the palms together at the center of your chest. And keeping the chest lifting, bow your head to your heart. And take a moment to thank yourself for creating this time and space to nurture yourself and your practice, so that ultimately you can better serve everyone who you come in contact with today. Thank you for class. Peace, peace, peace.